G'day, I'm Coach Ray. I'm a triathlon and marathon running coach who specialises in coaching beginner and recreational athletes to achieve their sporting as well as their health and fitness goals. Now in today's Science on Sunday, I'm going to take you through a scientific article by some Swiss researchers. Now, I'm probably going to stuff up their surnames, but I'm going to attempt pronouncing them. Roost, Neutral, Worth, Neutral, Allenrider, Roseman and Lepers. They researched whether personal best times in Olympic Distance Triathlon and a marathon predict an Ironman race time for recreational female athletes. Now, when an athlete hasn't done an Ironman event previously, what time do you think they can do? It's a tough question because they have never done the event before. Often they haven't done something similar either and are stepping into the great unknown. Roost et al. Has attempted to answer this for female athletes who make up the bulk of quick Kiwi athletes. Ironman events continue to gain popularity around the world with a 3.8 kilometre swim, 180 kilometre cycle and a 42.2 kilometre run, or in miles, 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike ride and then a 26 mile 385 yard run. Each year, tens of thousands of athletes compete in Ironman events worldwide, and pre-COVID, an event was held most weekends somewhere in the world. A number of researchers have previously had a look at what can be used to predict times for recreational athletes, but very few have had a reasonable sample size of female athletes. The researchers in this article have endeavoured to fill this void. They analysed training data, previous race performances in Olympic distance and marathon, as well as anthropometric data of 59 non-professional first-time female athletes at Ironman Switzerland events over 4 years. Of those 59 athletes, 53 completed the event. Now my partner's cat has just joined me on the table, so she might make an appearance very shortly. And in case you're wondering, it is an outdoor table. Characteristics of the participants showed them to have an average age of 37 years, an average height of 1.67 meters, average weight of 59.9 kilograms, average BMI of 21.3, and average body fat of 23.8%. Training time wise, or distance, average total duration was 14.1 hours per week. Swimming distance was 6.2 kilometers per week on average, the duration of which was 2.8 hours on average. Cycling distance was typically 196.6 kilometers average per week, or 7.4 hours of cycling per week on average. The average weekly running distance was 41 kilometers and the average weekly duration of running weekly was 4.1 hours. The average personal best Olympic distance triathlon on average between all the participants was 2 hours of 32 minutes and 30 seconds, and the average marathon PB was 3 hours 50 minutes and 42 seconds. On analysis of the data, it showed that only 4 variables were significantly associated with the overall finishing time for the Ironman event: the duration of the cycle training time each week and the distance of cycle training time each week, and they both go hand in hand. The further you ride, the longer it takes. So those are the first two. The third one was the Olympic distance PB, and the fourth one being the marathon PB. Now thinking about this, it all makes sense. Ironman's all about having the engine, the heart and lungs that can process oxygen to fuel continuous aerobic exercise. The more you develop this, the better your performance will be on the day of the event. Now this is arguably enhanced by increasing your cycle training volume, whereas too much running volume will create overuse injuries as well as burnout. Further to this, previous performance in triathlon will compare to future performance in triathlon. So finding a correlation between Olympic distance PB to performance in an Ironman is no surprise either. Finally, the better the runner you are, the more likely you are to run well at an Ironman. Conversely, the worse you normally run, the more likely you'll be forced to walk at the Ironman, negatively affecting your performance out of proportion. Therefore, meaning that the better runners are going to perform better at Ironman regardless of the relative poorness of their swim and bike performance. As a result of this, the researchers developed a formula that will predict an approximate The researchers developed a formula that will predict an approximate race time. So your race time is equal to 186.3 plus 1.595 times your Olympic distance PB plus 1.318 times your marathon PB. And all those times, race time, Olympic distance PB and marathon PB, are all in minutes. The researchers continued by making comment about the significant impact that nutritional interventions during the event can significantly affect race performance, and this should be factored into future research, effectively implying that there are limits to how reliable their calculation is. But the key point remains, this is a good starting point for an estimation of performance for a first-time recreational female athlete. So, for more Science on Sundays, click either of the videos on the side or click down below to get taken to the full written article. Don't forget to click the like button, give me a thumbs up, and click the bell to subscribe.